Some secrets are heavier than love, and Sarah Thompson was about to uncover one that could break her heart, or save it. Sarah Thompson wasn't chasing romance when she met David Carter. Fresh from university, she landed a job at a bustling firm in Pittsburgh's Steel Heart, her days a blur of spreadsheets and new routines. David, a quiet IT specialist a few years her senior, was the steady hand guiding her through the chaos. His patience shone in small moments, resetting her password with a grin, explaining the company's labyrinthine software, or slipping her a coffee when deadlines loomed. What started as gratitude bloomed into late-night chats, shared lunches, and a connection that felt effortless. David was no showman, soft-spoken, sharp-witted, with a dry humor that caught her off guard. They bonded over indie films, spontaneous drives to nowhere, and lazy evenings perfecting homemade pizza. Within a year, they shared a cozy Pittsburgh loft, their life a tapestry of quiet rituals, Saturday movie marathons, Sunday breakfast burritos, and monthly escapes to quiet towns in West Virginia or Ohio. David didn't split chores by gender. If he got home first, he'd start dinner, often tinkering with bold new recipes. Sarah, in turn, planned their trips or tackled the dishes. Their friends envied their ease, calling them that couple who made love look simple. But one thing always stood out: David never drank. At parties, when whiskey flowed or cocktails clinked, he'd wave them off with a shrug. "Not my thing," he'd say, citing his years as a wrestler. "Alcohol just doesn't sit right with me." Sarah respected it, seeing it as proof of his discipline, a trait she adored. As their relationship deepened, marriage talk surfaced. Sarah's parents, Ellen and Robert Thompson, were eager to meet the man who'd won her heart. So, one crisp autumn evening, Sarah brought David to their suburban Pittsburgh home. Ellen, ever the host, laid out a feast: pot roast, garlic bread, her signature, peach cobbler. Robert, warm but cautious, poured wine and asked David about his life. David answered smoothly, sharing his love for early morning jogs, his knack for fixing old radios, his preference for quiet nights over crowded bars. Ellen noticed how he looked at Sarah, gentle, protective, unwavering. But when she asked about his family, his smile flickered. "They're out in Erie," he said vaguely. "We're not close." He pivoted, asking Robert about his carpentry hobby, deflecting with charm. Ellen's eyes met Sarah's, a silent question passing between them. Why had Sarah never heard of his family? Why the sudden wall? The drive home was quiet. Sarah stared out the window, the warmth of the night fading into unease. David had given her everything: love, laughter, trust, but this gap in his story felt like a locked door. She tried to brush it off, but the silence gnawed at her. As winter loomed, wedding plans took shape. Ellen dreamed of a grand celebration, Sarah in a flowing gown, guests dancing under string lights. Robert, practical but sentimental, nodded along, picturing toasts and music. To them, a wedding was a family milestone. But David had other ideas. Over takeout one night, he leaned forward. "What if we kept it small? Just us, a few friends, maybe a courthouse. No big fuss." Sarah blinked, surprised. She'd envisioned a modest but joyful day, with family and photos. "No reception at all?" she asked. David shrugged. "Why spend thousands on strangers? We could save for a house instead." His logic was sound, but when Sarah mentioned it to her parents, Ellen balked.
"No celebration?"
"Sarah, you deserve a real wedding. We'll pay for it if we have to." Robert agreed. "It's about family, not just you two." Torn, Sarah tried again, folding clothes with David one evening. "My parents want a bigger wedding. It means a lot to them." David froze, a sock dangling in his hand. "My family won't be there," he said flatly. "They're not coming. That's it." Sarah pressed, heart pounding. "Why not? Don't you want them there?"
His jaw tightened.
"It's not happening. Drop it." His refusal stung, not for the words, but the finality. Sarah lay awake that night, doubts creeping in. Who was this man she loved, who hid half his life behind a smile? When David left for a work trip to Erie, Sarah seized her chance. Rifling through his desk, she found an old letter addressed to Margaret Carter in Erie, his mother, she was sure. Guilt pricked her, but curiosity won. She drove north, the road flanked by barren fields and rusted factories. Erie's edges were grim, boarded-up shops, sagging homes, a liquor store's neon flickering in daylight. The address led to a crumbling house, its porch littered with empty bottles. Sarah knocked, heart racing. A woman answered, her face worn, eyes bloodshot. "Margaret." Sarah ventured. The woman nodded, clutching a gin bottle. "What do you want?" Before Sarah could answer, a girl, maybe 13, with fierce blue eyes, appeared. "Mom, leave her alone," she snapped. "You'll just scam her." Margaret swayed, snarling. "Shut it, Anna. You don't know what I've done for you." Anna's voice cracked with fury. "You sold my coat for booze. David stopped coming because of you." Sarah's breath caught. David's name, spoken with raw pain, confirmed everything. Margaret slammed the door. Sarah stood, stunned, until Anna slipped out, sprinting down the street. Sarah followed, catching her by a frozen pond. She offered Anna snacks from a nearby store, chips, a candy bar. They sat, the girl's defiance softening. "You're with David, aren't you?" Anna said, eyes sharp. Sarah nodded. "We're engaged. He never talks about you." Anna's laugh was bitter. "No surprise. This place is a wreck." She spoke of a fractured family, an older brother, Tom, lost to a bar fight years ago, Margaret's endless drinking, David's escape to Pittsburgh. "Tom protected me," Anna whispered. "One night, Mom's boyfriend attacked her. Tom fought back and got stabbed. David wasn't there. He blames himself." Sarah's heart broke. David's sobriety, his silence, it all made sense. Alcohol wasn't just a choice. It was the ghost of his brother's blood. Back in Pittsburgh, Sarah confronted David. "I went to Erie."
I met Anna.
His face crumpled, panic giving way to grief. "I failed Tom," he choked. "I wasn't there." Sarah took his hand. "You didn't fail. But Anna needs you. She's coming to our wedding, not out of pity, but because she's family." On a sunny May morning, they wed in a Pittsburgh courthouse, simple and radiant. Sarah's dress was ivory, David's suit crisp. Ellen and Robert beamed. Anna, in a new dress, stood shyly beside them. At a diner afterward, laughter filled the air over burgers and pie. David stood, voice steady. "I thought I didn't deserve this, love, family. Today, with Anna here, I know I was wrong." Later, he whispered to Sarah, "I'm filing for Anna's guardianship. She's not staying in that house." Sarah nodded, tears falling. "We'll do it together." Months later, they visited Tom's grave. David knelt, whispering, "I forgive myself." Snow fell softly, blanketing the past. With Sarah and Anna beside him, David felt hope, a family rebuilt, not from loss, but from love that refused to break.